Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of the new video podcast. This ain't a Dating Show XXX. You maybe know this type of titles from the porn movies when they make like parodies, and this inspired us as well because this here is a dating show, but it's about the dating industry and not about how to meet girls. Even when our first guest of this podcast is a real expert when it comes to girls. We all know him. It's Lars, and I'm very happy that he takes the time today to speak with me about the dating industry, about his career in the industry. This is our first episode, and it's proudly sponsored by the dating advertiser Masters in Cash. So, Lars, thank you very much for taking time this evening to speak with me. I'm very happy that you are the first one that is joining here because we're also quite okay friends, I would say. And I think that will be a very funny talk. We will keep it quite short to not bore the people with too much bullshit. And I know you, a lot of people out there know you as well. But for the people that have not heard about you or only met you one time at a beer, please introduce yourself to our thousands of viewers that we will have from scratch.
All right. Thank you so much, Stefan. Absolute pleasure to be the first guest on this new show. People might know me from the shows. I'm around for some time now. Started more or less at the same time as you in early 2010 it was. And I started with Intermax Group. We both started with Intermax Group at that time. And we have a longer history since we were both selling insurances before we came into the industry. I started with mainstream online marketing afterwards. You stayed in the insurance industry for a bit longer. And from Intermax Group, I went for a short trip to Live Jasmine for only 7 months, came back to Intermax Group. And then since September 2017, I started as an affiliate and ever been a dating affiliate since then. Yeah. That's
good that you left Jasmine and you came back to dating, because this ain't a dating show XXX and not this ain't a camp show XXX. I would have had to find another buddy that will speak with me, but that's your career. So how you started exactly in the industry, how you got introduced into this world, because it's, I think, a very lucrative and very interesting job that we are all doing there, how you could enter that.
Yeah, I mean, you're the biggest part of it, I would say. As I mentioned already, the insurance business, we met there by mistake from partying, I guess, because you were working in Nuremberg in the south of Germany. I was working in Hagen at that time, right in the middle of Germany, and we met at an event. And for some reason, we liked each other, had too many drinks. And
big romance.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like bromance on first sight. And since I left the insurance business afterwards, we still stayed in touch. And whenever you had some seminar or some other things to do in my area, we started partying. And then I started visiting you as well. And we were partying in Nuremberg. And at some point, when I was already working for an agency in Düsseldorf for online marketing, you hit me up and said you have a friend from Wrestling and he's looking for people with online marketing experience. So I said, that sounds interesting. My biggest two passions at that time were video games and online porn. So I said, at least I will listen to it.
That explains why you have these big arms, right?
Yeah. From video gaming, of course. From video gaming,
exactly.
of course.
Very strong thumbs, this man.
Yeah. People might know that the controller were much heavier at that time when I started video games. So it was really, really tough. You see the results still now. Big time gamer. And I mean, there was actually it was you who introduced me to the industry, and then there was this funny story where we started. I think you can still remember it as well, when I came by train to the central station to Nuremberg, where we had the talk to the senior owner of Intermax Group at that time. And I stepped out of the central station and you were talking to some random guy an old friend of you, and we went into the car, and I was a bit excited because I've never had contact to someone from the adult industry before. And I said, you know something about this guy we talked to now? It's the father of the guy you do wrestling with, you so? And you were like, no, but I think he's quite cool. But you know what's funny? It's like that this guy has like a very, very big Prince Albert. You know, one time I was in a bathroom at a party, and there was this huge. It was like this. It was like a Prince Albert piercing for the penis. It was ridiculous, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is finally, you're really like in the fucking porn industry. And then we went to the talk and with the senior owner of Intermax Group, and it was super nice man, super nice house. We met his wife, we met him, and had really good talks. And we left the house, and I was like, what are you thinking, Stefan? And you were like, I have a really good feeling. I said, yeah, me as well. But you know what boggles my mind is like that this guy is also such a perv, you know, with a Prince Albert penis ring like this, you know. I would never see that when I see him, and you were like starting laughing out loud. You're like, man, it's not him. It's the guy from the central station I was talking at the parking lot. You know, this is the guy with a big thing, and not like the owner of the company. And I had such a loud laugh. It was ridiculous. It was a good start for sure. Yeah,
it was definitely a good start. And now after 11 years in the industry, you are really a veteran. People are coming and going, and I think it's also I think the easiest way to enter in a good position, in a good job, in a good company, if you have somebody that introduce you, because the good jobs, especially in this industry, are not like on monster.com or whatever job portals are there.
True.
So after 11 and a half years, you saw a lot of things, good and bad things, but more good things, I assume, because you are still here. And not a lot of people are staying that long. There are maybe other opportunities with higher paid jobs, let's say in the crypto market or something like this. But what made you stay in this industry so long? And you are really like in the dating industry. It's not that you are what is part of the adult industry, but it's not that you were hopping around and working for membership sites. You really stayed in the adult with focus in dating. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, I started there, and I liked it right from the start. I liked especially the subscription model, the chance that you get a customer one time and you can earn with this customer again and again and again. That was exciting right from the start. When I was working in mainstream, it was more like I was working with other companies, selling them spaces on websites. And they might have bought the space for 1 month, and then they didn't renew it, and they might renew it. And basically, as someone who's working on commission on a large part, you always start from scratch, and you were not really able to build something up at that time. And that was like one of the most exciting parts on dating. And of course, the deeper you have knowledge about one niche, the better you can monetize things when it really comes to the nitty-gritty parts where you need all the knowledge. And I have to admit, I also tried during the years some other things, like when someone came to me and said, this is like a super great offer, you really have to try it. It's a membership site, and it works like crazy. But then again, there might be other people who have the deeper knowledge on those membership sites, and for me it didn't work too well. I sometimes made a few bucks here and there, but nothing really where I said, okay, I go deeper there and try to conquer that niche as well. I rather focused more on dating and made more money there with new projects, with new niches within the dating industry and stuff like that.
What are your typical channels that you are using to generate traffic? What are you specialized in?
Well, it's quite a few. It's on the one hand, it's obviously search marketing. I did that within the German-speaking geos right from the start. Even when I was working for Intermax, I started doing that. And that's still one channel. It's getting harder and harder since Google, Bing, and the other ones don't like us too much with our casual stuff and more spicy stuff, of course. But if you are able to get a funnel rolling there, it's still good money on the table, of course. And then it's, for me, many networks. The biggest known networks out there are by traffic, with most of them pop-unders, banners, native ads, text links, email marketing. I mean, you have to try a lot of things, and some things stick, some things don't work. It's always the same.
When it comes to Google, Bing, and other search engines, of course, with Google being king, a lot of people are using this comparing sites. Was this also, or is this also your way of working, this comparing sites, or you have another approach there?
Well, it depends. I have, on the one hand, also work with comparing sites. On the other hand, I have quite a few good brands which I try to promote directly on Google. And some of them are around for a very long time. And it seems like as they age, they work better with Google, and Google gives them some kind of trust, or it's just by mistake that those older brands work quite good directly as well. For newer brands, it's mostly the comparison sites.
It can be also that maybe the people that are really using search engines to find their dating pages are like the older folks, and they identify maybe more with a design that was made in the past. Is that also possible?
I don't think so, because the design is, for most of my sites, I use many white labels, and it's more or less the same. So I cannot say that the design changed big time within the sites. So for me, that argument didn't work, I would say.
Okay, then it's most probably something like a trust or a aging situation that is happening here.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. For most of us, Google is a black box, and maybe it's domain age, maybe it's like not many complaints, whatever. I don't know.
Maybe an AI is flipping a coin. Hey, we do something good for Lars or not.
Yeah. He gets so much suffering from the other sides. This domain we let run. That's.
Another traffic type that is very, very strong in the dating market, and I was until 1 year ago for quite some years away from the dating industry. I mean, it's now 1 year with Masters in Cash. Before it was 7 years of mobile, and I ignored this this traffic source in this time. That was email marketing. But for dating, it's of course still a gigantic money maker. Why you think that something like email is still so successful in dating? There you know that when you generate, I don't know, let's say 1,000 clicks, you will have your conversions, you will have most probably your sales. When you buy now banner clicks or something like this, or even push if you buy it from a network, you will not have this success. Why do you think email is still such a high quality of traffic?
Yeah, I think email in general, not only for dating, is like a very, very good traffic source. It's of course challenging to inbox or to even get into the spam folder these days, since the ISPs try to hold us back as good as they can with the more spicy stuff. But I think a big part of the quality of the email traffic is that you get the user in a moment where he's not distracted with many other things. If you push him pop unders on a tube site, he might be busy at least with one hand, and with email,
one of the retro
gamers, exactly. Yeah. It's a nice running gag already. He might be distracted. If he is in native ads, he might read or whatever. And if he's checking emails, he might be just clear his inbox and looks after his emails and wants to tackle some emails. And then he sees this email and thinks like, wow, this is something which looks really interesting, and he follows the funnel and might sign up, might become a pay user, whatever. Comparing to especially tube sites, but also other websites where he has like some other interest already at that moment, he might be more open for something new.
When somebody's watching this now and says like, okay, email sounds good to me, I was maybe also ignoring this, I would like to start it. What you would recommend this person? Would you recommend this person to set up their own solution for email, or would you recommend this person, maybe that's even something that you are offering as well, to speak with somebody that has already a working system and sets up with them something, because it's too complicated to start now with email if you are new to this source?
Yeah, I mean, it depends, of course, on the amount of emails that you are able to generate or that you generated already. Also, the way you generate email, I think we can talk for hours on the topic of email only. But in general, if you have a huge amount of emails and you generate them in a way that is legal, then you should totally look for your own solution. There are solutions out there you can rent, or you can build up your own solution, and it totally depends on the volume. If you say you have like a few emails or you only generate a few emails a month, I would advise you to go to some expert and maybe work with them at first, and if you make some money, then think about if you set up your own solution later.
So you mentioned a very important point when it comes to email, especially if you are based in Europe. It's the legal point. Do you see that with GDPR and all these things, it's getting harder and harder and harder, or have we reached already our peak for the moment? And you think the challenges that come legal-wise are at the moment like not increasing?
I don't see them increasing anymore. GDPR was a big thing, of course, and especially for someone like me who's working from Germany and has a German company, it's not that easy as for some other people who might have a company in Barbados or somewhere else in the world. It's a bit harder to chase them down than to do it with me. But I actually see it a bit going to the other direction. Then this whole coronavirus thing softened the whole GDPR a little bit. You know,
really?
Before that, no, not really on the email sector, but in general. You know, before that, everybody was like, you go to your doctor, you have to sign GDPR all the way, and now every restaurant has like the sheets out there. Put down your name and your telephone number, and you see the 50 people who signed up before you on the same sheet and stuff like that. It's not that much in focus anymore for many people, and I feel a bit, it's just a feeling, that it's online the same way. That said, of course, somebody can sue you tomorrow, and don't say that Lars said on a podcast it's not that important anymore. I won't I won't buy you out there.
You are saying that yourself.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, no, but when it came, I think it was in May 2018, right? GDPR. I'm not totally sure, but I think it's around for some time.
Yeah, around 3 years.
Yeah, and I personally didn't had bigger issues. I had some conversation with people back and forth, sometimes also with lawyers. But since I had all the data I need for email marketing, there was no real issue for me. But there could have been, of course, if I would be more on the black side of things, not on the gray side. So these days I still very careful about email. I just today had some guy reaching out to me and say, I have like super old emails, but I make some money with them. Could you work with them? And I said, no fucking way. You know, the word super old alone is like enough to
because it was generated before GDPR. So this guy was, even when he was collecting it in a legal way back then, he would be not okay anymore.
Yeah, and also things like, you know, some emails jump to spam traps at some point, and if the database is too old, you might burn down the whole house due to one stack of emails, and that's too crazy. Especially, as I mentioned, being in Germany, it's not my business.
So, but the risk is not only a legal risk. The risk is also, even when you have maybe not a legal risk, that your IPs and your domain and your entire infrastructure is taking harm if you are using the wrong data or you are sending the emails in a wrong way.
Absolutely, that's what I just said with burning down the whole house. If you have your system running for some month or years or something, and then you think like, I need more money and I work with this database as well, and it might work in the first few weeks, and then everything breaks down, then the whole reputation you build up through the years is like down the drain. So you have to be very careful about that as well.
When you send out emails, you prefer to simply send directly to your offer, or are there other technologies that you are using when you are promoting offers? I'm thinking here especially about API solutions like email passing. Is this something you like to use, or is this something that you maybe have not discovered, or where you say like, nah, this is not my cup of coffee?
If you can do it legally, then you should totally do email passing. Absolutely. I did it before GDPR. It was fantastic. Lots of signups more than you do if you don't do email passing. But the partners I work with, the owners of the databases, they said since GDPR that it's not 100% legal to do that. So since GDPR came around, I didn't do it anymore, unfortunately. But if you have the chance to do it, if you're sitting somewhere where it's more comfy regarding email marketing, totally go for it. No questions asking. If you're like in Europe, you should talk to your lawyer. And if you're working for someone else, you need to talk to them, of course, if they want it. I might be able to do it. I talked to people who said you can do some kind of encryption and then it's legal. And I talked to my partners and they said we still don't want it. So for me, it's no option, at least not with the people I work now. But if you can do it, totally go for it. Yeah.
We started working from our side also on solutions that are a little bit in between, where the guy still has to confirm some stuff, the user, but still like an account is already pre-made, but he has still to agree it. I mean, the super hardcore email passing is generating the account directly, or people are even uploading on an API everything, and the accounts are generated without any email click. That this is very critical is clear, but maybe the soft email passing will be something that has a future GDPR-wise as well.
Yeah. As I said, I wish I could jump on the train again, but for now it's not possible. Yeah.
So this is something like for the future. We spoke now a little bit about email passing. We spoke about search blocks, about SEM. Is there at the moment any other projects that you are working on, or where you see your own future or the future of your own company? I mean, it's not only you working there. Where you see the future, in which direction it should go for you?
Well, actually, we are a pretty small team here. It's just Andreas and me, and we are always looking left and right what new things are around, what new places to buy traffic. Right now, we started testing video ads. It's very fresh for us. We didn't do that before, since it's of course more effort than just borrowing or creating banners and setting up some funnels and start working. So this is pretty new stuff for us. We are pretty excited about it, since it's also fun to choose some actors and give them some text and see the result. I actually love that stuff. I really hope that it will convert. If so, we will do lots and more. But we will see. It's early stage. This is like our new thing. And besides that, we tested also other things in the past. For example, TV advertising didn't work out too well. It's quite expensive, of course. Maybe it was the wrong niche, the wrong angle. But it's always about trying.
So this video advertising, is it something like pre-rolls that you are buying, or is it more like you upload videos on tubes and this content is owned by you, and you have before somebody that says like, hey, this it's already dating specific as well. The next video that you will see is with members from this website that meet to have like a sexy time together, like Borat would say, sexy time. But is it more like this, or is it like the classical pre-rolls, or really like I can call it even content marketing?
Yeah, actually we do both. We have like a partner we're doing with, he's like very deep into the porn production business. And we set up a project with him together where we do like this, we have like the content within the video where the site gets mentioned, and also a watermark on the video, and people can look up the site and get the same good experience as the actors in the movies. And the other one, as I mentioned right now, is pretty new with the pre-rolls, which is just like on YouTube. Of course, not on YouTube, but more like on the erotic tube sites, like a pre-roll where the user wants to wank and has to see this annoying ad before he can start doing it. Yeah.
So my fingers are crossed for you that these new ways of generating traffic are working out. I think it's also a very good way of doing it, and we all have to be innovative and creative in keeping our business growing. The last question that I have is where you see the future of dating, in which direction it will go product-wise.
Well, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, finally a good question, Stefan. It took you some time.
We come to an end. I have to close it with a boom.
Yeah, actually, I have no clue. I was sometimes afraid in the past, when I was already in adult dating, when Tinder became bigger in Germany, and I thought that's it. And then there was like Facebook said we do dating now, and I was like, oh, that might be exciting. And then some people came up with an app for more casual dating, and I was like, let's see how that goes. But being around 11 years now, I'm pretty relaxed. I think the market is big enough for many good companies out there, and people like the privacy part about the more niche sites. So even if Tinder will be bigger and bigger in the future, there will be still lots of users who say, I use Tinder for maybe finding a more serious relationship, but since I'm a bit older and I have like a job where people know me in my city or know me in my big company or whatever, for the dirty stuff I prefer something like fuckmehard.com, whatever website.
Is this your domain?
No, it's actually not mine. Need to register now. No,
yeah,
you should.
Check it if it's available.
Yeah.
Check it if it's available.
Yeah.
So okay, that's the future of dating. In your eyes, it's looking bright. In your eyes, the GDPR, it's getting a little bit easier. So we can summarize it that the future is bright for everybody that is working there. So that's it with our very first episode of This Ain't a Dating Show XXX. I say thank you very much, Lars, for joining here today and sharing your really, really deep knowledge. Also for me was now quite some things new. So thank you very much for sharing this. And thank you very much, Masters in Cash, for sponsoring this show. And Lars, the final words are yours.
Yeah, thank you again, Stefan. It was an absolute pleasure. I mean, I love to see you in person much more, especially since alcohol is involved most of the time then. But with this tea and more professional touch, it was nice as well. So all the best for the show. Cheers to Romania, and talk soon, my friend.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers.